From wine with friends and family to bubbly on New Year's Eve, some of us might have enjoyed a few or even many alcoholic drinks over the holidays. Now that January is here, it may be time to consider taking a break from booze and going dry in January, all in support of a good cause. The Canadian Cancer Society is encouraging Canadians to join in on their alcohol-free January challenge. Joining us now is Ashley Thorpe from the Canadian Cancer Society. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Now, the holidays are typically a time of year when people enjoy a few alcoholic beverages. Tell us why that's a concern for the Canadian Cancer Society.
Well, I think, certainly we like to enjoy and partake. And I think what we're seeing is many more Canadians are becoming aware of the risk of consuming alcohol. And so we offer alcohol-free January. We know a lot of Canadians think about healthy living and healthy choices as we enter into a new year. And so alcohol-free January is taking the challenge to eliminate alcohol consumption for the 31 days of January. And I think it's important to note that 4 out of 10 cancers are preventable, and reducing alcohol consumption is one of those ways that we can reduce risk.
Well, let's talk about some of those numbers. 4 out of 10, you say. What are some of the other concerning stats when it comes to the link between cancer and alcohol?
So consuming alcohol can increase the risk for about 9 different cancers. And so I think the good news part of that is reducing risk can happen by cutting down or eliminating alcohol. And I think looking at January as a time of renewal, looking at why you consume alcohol, how much you have, it looks at different alternatives to that. And I think there's so many new options in the marketplace that people can consider. And sometimes we've had many people tell us that they've joined for the month of January, and because they've looked at it differently, they've continued that trend for several months or even for several years after that.
We know that it's January, of course, is 31 days. Some people might think, what is 31 days? It's not enough time. But in that time, what can happen to a person's body? What changes will they experience?
So people like to note some of the short-term benefits. So increased energy, better concentration, drinking alcohol impacts sleep, so better sleeping habits. But when we look at more of a long-term basis, it's again changing habits and looking at some of those reasons why we do consume. So I think the longer term, again, the short term benefits are there and people report them almost instantly. We have a Facebook community. So once people register, they're able to go on and join the Facebook support group, and people have been noting what they've been noticing even over the first 6 days. And those are the main ones that people report is, I feel better, I have increased energy, my sleep is so much better. And I think that's encouraging for a reason to continue on for the remainder of the month and sometimes beyond that.
Okay, so tell us how this challenge works and how people can sign up.
So you can head to cancer.ca/alcohol-free, and it's certainly not too late to join. Any point you can join, and you can do it even outside of the challenge, reducing or eliminating consumption. And so what we ask is that people try and sustain from having alcohol for the month of January. And in the process, most people self-donate and ask friends and family to support them along their journey. And that raises money for the Canadian Cancer Society support programs, research, and advocacy efforts.
And if someone hasn't started yet, but they want to get on board, that's okay, right? It's not too late?
Absolutely. Any time is a good time to try and challenge yourself to go alcohol free, but certainly starting today, tomorrow, or the next day and joining. Again, there's a big support community behind it. So joining and getting the link to be able to join the Facebook group, it makes it not feel as lonely and alone. And there's some great suggestions and motivations that people are posting in there. So you can go through the journey with your fellow Canadians.